Hello friends, today we are sketching these two ornamental frogs to help us understand the concept of negative drawing. Our subjects might seem complex at first glance, but by observing the negative spaces, we can simplify and draw them easily. The negative space is the white area around the frogs. Let's focus on the white areas and ignore all of the details of what we see, including the shadows under the frogs. In negative drawing, we draw around the subject rather than sketching the object itself. We observe the spaces around and between the objects to trick our minds into drawing more accurately. I start my drawing beginning with the left frog. I try to focus on the grey spaces that contrast against the silhouettes of the frog. My viewing angle was slightly higher than my camera, so my drawing is a bit different from the image that you see on the screen. But you get the idea of what I'm drawing. I follow the contours of the frogs, imagining that my pencil is tracing the silhouette of the subject. I try to visually measure each stroke before putting it down on paper. I try to ensure that the angles of the lines are accurate, so that when I draw the limbs, all the lines connect and look coherent. It's okay to make mistakes, I just erase and correct my errors. I continue to focus on the curves the frog's body takes, drawing the grey areas and measuring as I go along. As I move on to the next frog, I try to focus on drawing the spaces between the two correctly. I focus on the angles that their hind bodies make to create a strong and clear contour. I try to resist the urge to start sketching the details within the frog. When I feel stuck or unsure of how to proceed within a section, I try to draw another area. With negative drawing, I can separate a complex area into simple and achievable parts. This helps me draw complicated objects in manageable stages by focusing entirely on the space around the subject. This method helps me piece together my drawing like a puzzle. If we sketch the abstract forms of the background that only depict the shapes of the space, we'll be able to observe the contours of our subject. This will lead to a drawing of the silhouette of the subject that we are trying to sketch. This drawing exercise is helpful for beginners because it helps us improve our observation. As artists, we need to learn to see what is there rather than what we think is there. Let's outline our frogs. I'm using the Artline Fineliner pen. Now, I can draw the essential details like the eyes and the areas where the limbs connect to the body. Again, I try to focus on the shapes that these new lines take, focusing on the abstract lines that they make. I continue to check the accuracy of my initial sketch by flicking my eyes back and forth and checking the outline of the frogs. If you are interested in doing a negative space drawing of these two frogs, check out my blog for a reference image. I have linked it below. Now that we have the basic structure set up, we can color our drawing. I chose to color the frogs blue spontaneously. This drawing wasn't meant to be a perfect rendering of the subject. I used the Staedtler color pencils to layer in my colors. If you feel like you learned something today, show me some support and hit that like button. Comment below if you have tried this exercise before, or is it the first time and you're going to give it a go. I hope you enjoyed this negative space drawing tutorial. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.